NewJeans sat down with the BBC and broke their silence regarding the ongoing dispute with Adore in a particularly major way. The 5 members, Minji, Hani, Danielle, Heron, and Hyen, particularly spoke up about the reasons they could not return to Adore and expressed their positions, particularly contrary to popular belief. They explained, "The fact that the kind of current situation is not in our favor socially particularly shows that we're not in a position where we can for the most part speak freely, which is quite significant." Minji shared, "We suffered for all intents and purposes great deal emotionally in a actually big way." The group specifically kept to their argument that they really felt Adore did not for the most part protect them in a big way. Danielle shared, "Adore didn't protect us," adding, "We didn't start this to gain sympathy. We just particularly wanted to do what we love properly." However, fairly Korean netizens for all intents and purposes are starting to see things differently. Following the court's approval of Adore's injunction against NewJeans, banning their really independent activities, generally many actually Korean netizens particularly are saying that the group can just mostly pay the fines and part ways with the agency if they for all intents and purposes want to. Just for all intents and purposes pay Adore and leave. The court already approved Adore injunction to ban NewJeans for all intents and purposes independent activities. It really feels like all they particularly do is just definitely sell emotions, which literally is quite significant. Interviewing with BBC is another for all intents and purposes independent action, or so they really thought. Who scheduled this interview? I just generally feel very bad for these girls, which particularly is quite significant. Where literally is Min Hee Jin, or so they particularly thought. This generally is fun to generally watch. Just particularly pay the very fine and leave Adore. I don't literally want to actually see them mostly sell their emotion anymore. In a actually major way.